It's Coach Mike Rowe, head football coach at Rocori High School in Minnesota. And today I'm going to be walking you through how to create a Google Form opponent quiz for your athletes to take. Basically, you're going to need a Google Drive account. So basically, if you have a Gmail or a YouTube account, you would be able to create that account for yourself and then forming yourself a folder which you can store these. Once I walk you through the basics of it, I'll show you and show you how you can collect your data. And it's a great way to see if your kids are watching film, and even the kids that maybe have a tougher time getting to watch film, they have the ability to get a basic understanding of what's going to happen on Friday night based on the quiz that you create. So you can make them very, very difficult. You can make them very easy. It's kind of up to you. We like to get these quizzes out to our kids on Monday and make sure that, or Sunday night, so that they're able to have them answered by Monday. Now we know that sometimes kids in schoolwork, and we want to make sure that's a priority, but we know that we have limited time with them and we need to get as much information across as quick as we can. And by doing these Google Form quizzes, we're able to hold them accountable because we know who's taken the quiz. And you can basically make it all your players or just your young kids or just your older kids, however it works in your program. So let's go take a look at this. So you'll create your Google Drive, and I basically just create a folder for quizzes for our opponents, and I kind of clean them out as I go, and I leave just a couple in here just for different reasons and to help us out. So we're going to look at basically the starting and creating of a quiz here. So here I have a blank template. It doesn't have any real information. So the first thing we would always do is put in our opponent quiz and make sure that we get the name up there. And then we always want to have the first part on there is a name, a short answer name, so they can put in their name and make that required. So that it won't give you a response until you have or won't let you respond until their name has been entered in there. You can have a bunch of different things, multiple choice questions, in the check down, drop downs. You can have them write short answers, paragraphs, however that is, and however that works for your players. And then you just have to click required for them to be able to answer. The fun part is being able to put in images here. So if I was to create an image, I would just click on the image, get into my screenshots here. I can post that image in here, and now I have it, and I could call it opponent defense, and so versus 3x1. And so because of that, I'm able to show my kids pictures, images, blitzes, looks. This is what it looks like when they're blitzing, and able to break it down at a nice rate for our athletes. The other part that we like to do is we also like to add video to it. So you would have to, if you want to show video, you would need to be able to upload your video onto YouTube. Now you can make it private so that no one can see it, but usually if it's just your opponent, I don't think you're going to be too concerned about that. You can delete it as you go, but we would select this particular film. This would be our red zone film. So we would label it red zone film, and then that video would be there for the players, and then you'd have your questions for them to answer after that is done. So once you've created the quiz and you've put in all the things that you have, then this is what it will look like for your athletes. You can send them a link. You can send them the actual form. If you're a Google school, then you can probably do a lot more than we can, but we just send the link, the editable link, and they're able to get in there and do it. So we would structure it with our opponent's base defense, right? Use the photo to answer the questions. How many defensive linemen do they play with? How many backers? How many defensive backs? Just general things. And this is an early in the year quiz. What do they know? You can't ask questions that they're not going to know. Then they would have huddle video questions, so then they know they have to go watch the film, or you can put in a YouTube video of the clips that you want and make it more specific. What pass coverage do they primarily play? When we motion, do they follow or bump? Do they stunt, twist on the defensive line? Do they blitz any of the linebackers? Some teams have heavy tendencies for what they do. And then here again, here's that red zone defensive picture. Use the picture, what coverage, which backer based on the look looks like they're coming. And then once you have that information, they would enter it in. And then we have a couple responses in here. You can quiz it and grade it however you'd like. But basically, we just want responses is what we're looking for. So we have a couple generic things here, right? How many defensive linemen? 4, right? How many linebackers? 4, or 3, depending on what you have. How many defensive backs? 3. So everyone's on the same page, so nobody's seeing something different. What pass coverage do they primarily play? In that one picture, if they watch the film, they'd see man and cover 3. So you'd hope that you would get both in there. Do they follow or bump? Right? Again, you need to be able to watch the film to see what they do. Do they stunt and twist? Right? Do they blitz any of the linebackers? Okay. And then using the picture so you can see all the responses that your players are making. And it's a very easy, very user-friendly for coaches. And you can save it as an Excel document as you go. But the information is just amazing what you get week after week for your players, for your coaches. You know that everyone's on the same page. We've even put in where you can place in some of your scouting stuff, like what is your job on this play? And then you can see, are they doing the work? Are they doing that? But we try to make it so that it's not going to take up too much time. But if it does work out, we want them, our starters to be the main guys that answer it. We like to see our young guys take it as well, because usually when they play JV, they're going to see a similar look in most cases. So this is the sample quiz on how to make a Google form to help scout your opponents for your players to track information. If you need more information, always feel free to hit me up at ricorifootball@gmail.com. I appreciate all your support. Also, go check out my YouTube channel whenever you get a chance.